At the start of World War II, December the 7th, I was with two other fellows in our dormitory in the study room preparing for a physics examination. And like Pearl Harbor, where's Pearl Harbor? What's Pearl Harbor? And in May of 1942, I hitchhiked up to Richmond, Virginia, and enlisted in the Air Force Reserve with the idea that I was going to be a navigator. At any rate, they said, all waivers have been canceled, so that means I wasn't going to be able to go to navigation school. He said, you're going to be ground duty only. What in the heck did I join the Air Force for to be on the ground? And I found a notice on the bulletin board saying, if your military, MOS, military occupational specialty, was 757, which is radio operator, you could volunteer for gunnery school, which is what I did. And in June of 1944, I ended up at Yuma, Arizona, in flexible gunnery school. Finished gunnery school. I flew 24 missions. I never fired a gun. We had flak on everyone, but we never were under fighter attack. We were under fighter attack one time, but we didn't know we were. And that was when the German jets came through our formation, through the contrails, which are the vapor trails that hang. And we came home and we had a hole in the wing, and we discovered that there was an unexploded shell in the wing. One of those things like, well, I'm glad to be here on the ground. There were so many incidents like that, which just have to do with the general idea of flying with 1,000 other airplanes. My principal job on a bomb run was to throw this flak disturbing material called chaff. There's a little tiny window. You're sitting with your radio desk here, your receiver over here, your key, you did everything by code, is here. In back of you is the transmitter, and there's a hole over here into the slipstream, because what the radio operator does on a bombing run is take these bags of foil and throw them out the thing, and they open up, I don't know how far below the airplane, but they open up and they reflect off the radar, and it makes a little bit less accurate it disturbs the accuracy of the gunners below. I didn't see much of Germany because the radio operator has a little tiny window, and you see the wing of the aircraft. Usually on the way home, I'd get out of the radio room, but that was my job. And one other one is to check the bomb bay to make sure all the bombs were dropped. And I would yell, "Bomb bay clear," or not yell, but put it in my microphone, "Bomb bay clear," and they would close the bomb bay doors. And as soon as those bomb bay doors were closed, the aircraft would turn off and make a very strong evasive move to get out of the way. You have two lead bombardiers and maybe one other one, and they were in a separate squadron, and so they put out 12 men, 3 for each formation, or I should say 9 men, and all the rest of the toggleiers would watch to see the first bomb clear the bomb bay and flick their switch, and the bombs would all come out at the same time. So if the bombardier and the lead bombardier was accurate, you have a pretty close pattern when the bombs landed, and it could be pretty satisfactory. April the 7th, our group went up, and it was the last day that the German Air Force came up in force. And our group lost 6 aircraft that day, 4 of which were crashed into by the German fighters. They were literally the German kamikazes. And most people aren't aware of this, is that the 8th Air Force lost more killed than the Marines did. You look at it, but as I say, in the length of time I was there, my squadron lost 50 men. And the part of it that I didn't know any of these people, because you have 12 in a hut, they're all separated. You don't do anything in a squadron except fly, so you knew your own crew, or maybe the other crew that was with you. I went on an honor flight, and it went around, and the World War II memorial was just too big, too vast, and it didn't have anything in particular for me, except this one bronze, it's more than a plaque, and there were 4,000 stars on it, 400 stars, each one representing 1,000 killed. And you look at that, and you're looking at the Lincoln Memorial at the same time. That was impressive.